I'm saying if it was Vegas.
It would make him more money to bet on you guys, because it's a
Yeah,
lot.
minus 2.5.
All right, we're gonna win. I don't hear that. All right, Monday, finish chapter 14. Someone told me to put the thing in the calendar differently. I don't know, I just look in advance, but anyhow, I go over every day what the week is. So finish chapter 14, your notes are due Tuesday. Tuesday night, I'll do a review for the quiz. The quiz will be on Wednesday, chapter 13 and 14. 7:45 on Wednesday, I'll do it, and then we'll start chapter 15 on Thursday, okay? And your grades are done. So like for this, whatever we call this report card, which I think is ridiculous because I mean, your parents could see the grades whenever they want, but as far as like whatever the report card is, I put them in, all right? So this quiz will not actually be on what your parents might see, but it'll be, I can't even explain. Okay. All right. Someone asked for all of the formulas on one spot. Here it is. If you want to take, if you're a guy who likes that, take your phone out and take a picture. If you're like E and you have a photographic memory and you just look at it and go, boop, boop, beep, got it. Huh? Now you got the elevated camera work. All right. All right. Besides the 8-4, could you talk to your partners about all of these? See can we figure them out? Go, give you a couple of minutes.
Mr. President.
It's close, yeah.
Yeah.
Average variable with something else is like that.
Probably maximum.
It's like right before, it's like when it's like closest to one unit for ourselves.
All right. Anything you or your partner needs clarification on? Emmanuel.
What is the profit maximizing quantity?
It's where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. We'll look at that more today. Someone asked that yesterday, so.
Formula for entry.
Say that again.
What is the formula for margin call?
Change in total cost over change in output.
Okay.
So the marginal cost really is the cost of the next unit. All right, so if I make the 9th pizza, how much does that pizza cost me?
How do you know which line is which?
Okay, so marginal cost will generally be going through both average. The average variable cost is going to be below the ATC because this in the middle is average fixed, and average variable and average fixed equals average total. So it's going to be average total on top, average variable. You're never going to see average fixed cost probably again. All right, and MC is usually crossing both.
So as the cost, their marginal cost, as the cost increases, the quantity produced increases. That's why it's going up.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anything else here? Yes,
I have a question. So if, average fixed costs can go up, in a situation.
average fixed cost cannot go up.
No. If like something like rent or like insurance could say, oh, we're gonna bump up the price, then why would it not cost more of a quantity?
Because rent is not based on how many hamburgers McDonald's sells. Rent is based from year to year on leases that are signed. If McDonald's sells one hamburger and 10,000 hamburgers, their rent stays the same.
Until next year.
Yeah, if you have a 1-year lease.
Alright, thank
If you
you.
have a 5-year lease, it's 5 years.
Does, on the graph, those marginal costs always pass through?
Usually, not always. Not always. Okay, anything else? Yes?
Did we do maximizing?
Yeah, it's marginal cost equal marginal rent.
Okay.
And we'll do more of that today, or at least I'll show you today. Anything else? All right, these were all things people asked me yesterday. All right, someone wrote they're burnt out. By the way, I'm not surprised people are burnt out. I think our school asked you to do, for some of you, what's unsustainable. With sports, extracurricular activities, and, you know, school. I think it's unsustainable. And something gives. A lot of times it's academics because, I don't know, sports might be more fun. You're talking to a guy who shot 500 jump shots a day, every day in high school. So it wasn't like I wasn't in sports or I didn't practice, but I didn't practice like basketball all year round. Like I shot 500 jumpers, but I didn't go through like routines and weight training and getting up at 6:30 in the morning. It's very, so all I would say to this person is do what you like. Like, that's what I decided as a teacher. Like, you're not gonna see me at the, like, I like sports, so I'll go to a soccer game, I'll go to a football game today, but I'm not going like to the dance. I'm just not. Like, and they could stand on their head before they get me to the dance, you know? I like teaching. I'm not gonna miss days of teaching to do other things. So that's how I try not to burn out. Reminder, I put it up every day. I mean, I don't know what else to do. All right, these two are, I didn't like, and I understand this. I didn't like to have to answer the questions before you went over them in class. Look, I think it's important to learn how to read, and I don't mean just read, comprehend, understand, to be able to answer the question. Because in college, a lot of times you're put in a place where you have to read the information and you're accountable for that on test. So I'm doing it in very low stakes, right? No one, like, I don't look at your homework and say, hey, Mike, you got 3 out of the 6 wrong, you get a 50%. If you do the homework and talk to your partner and try to get it, I think it's an easy way for me to try to get you that skill without really putting a hammer on your head.
I think what people might want you to do is like, instead of just having notes due on the assignment side of the day, to do like have that on every assignment every day.
Oh, the salad?
Yeah, like, cause it shows up like the day it's due, it'll be like, got the 13.
Oh, yeah, oh, you mean like to tell you?
Yeah, but like.
But if I'm telling you every day like this,
The notes are due.
I mean, and it's on the assignment if you look a week in advance, you can do that. I mean,
Mitch might have asked the question.
is that what you, which,
No, I'm not complaining.
is that what you want?
No,
I was
it's not
trying
that
to
hard to
interpret,
learn.
I was trying.
Oh, what they want. I think I do. I think it's on my end. See, I don't see your end, I see my end and it looks like that. And it just seems like, but that, Mitch, what you said, I think is different than this. This is, I don't like doing the work that we have not done in class. That's what?
I think, I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone, but when you put like questions, like chapter 13 questions on, the assignment shows up on our screen
even if you look for, you can't look at the whole month at once.
You can look a week and ahead, but honestly, I don't think many people do that.
Okay,
It's like,
but Ben, and I'll try to do it differently, but I'm just gonna say, if I do this every day. Like, am I asking too much for you to look at this and say, Tuesday, I got chapter 14's notes to?
well, the question, not the notes.
Well, the questions, I mean, the
But
questions,
the same thing.
yeah,
Well, I can.
I'll try to do, I will try to do what you guys are saying. Okay? But you know what it's gonna look like? It's gonna look like. Because everything's gonna originate, I think, from one day, but I'll try, I'll see what I do.
I thought this.
What?
Never mind.
No, you're okay.
When it says notes up there, I thought that meant notes.
Oh, no, sorry, I'll put questions now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, oh, you didn't, you guys are lucky. You're lucky you didn't get that. That was a tough effort too. All right, we did this, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the first thing on today's notes that we could start. This is economies of scale. Now, the law of diminishing marginal productivity, that's in the short run. How do I know it's the short run? It has a fixed resource. No, it's not a week long, it's a fixed resource. This is the long run. All right, so you have economies of scale. What does that mean? Economies of scale means as quantity increases, average total cost decrease. And why am I emphasizing average? Because total cost is going to increase, but the average is going down. And Jack, as I am standing here, there will be a question like this on your unit test, and someone's gonna pick total cost decrease. No, total cost isn't gonna decrease, quantities increase. Now, why? Usually specialization. Right? I slap dough, Parker does the cheese, Brandon does the item. So that's all I do is slap those. I get so good at it that I get more productive. Okay. Now, you then can get so good at it, but then you can't get much better and you get into constant, where quantity increases and average total cost stays the same. And then this happens a lot of times when you get bigger as a company, you get into this economies of scale. Quantity increases. And again, average total cost increases. And that's because you're inefficient. Does anyone think of anything Calvert Hall might be inefficient at?
See,
I don't like to consider Sage Calvert Hall.
the crab feast,
Why would the crab feast be inefficient?
because they're spending more than they're making.
Okay, here's what with the like leftover crabs.
Right.
All right, so the over ordering is an inefficiency. Okay, so we're inefficient in that respect. All right. And we do that with a lot of things. We overwork.
Is it an increase in quantity and ATC?
Yeah, yes, quantity increases, ATC increases.
Wonder?
Oh, he's calling him out.
And
Even if it's the blunder.
Hey.
Emmanuel, you were too happy about that blunder. So,
The reason is.
Emmanuel, have you looked at your grade? Just went down 2%. Okay.
What does it say under ATC increases on the.
Which one?
Far right.
Inefficient. Manual might give me a blunder for that.
You said the economy of scale.
Is what? Yeah, economy of scale specialization, quantity increases, ATC decreases. Constant is here and then. Yes, sir.
So what are ways to avoid this?
It's real, what do you mean, like the diseconomies of scale?
Right,
You don't want to avoid economies of scale.
right.
Diseconomies of scale is you try to break your organization down to smaller parts and you give a lot of autonomy.
So is like,
You do everything Calvert Hall doesn't do.
so are the first two,
But truthfully,
like, it's going to happen and then you wanna try and avoid diseconomics?
Yes.
Okay.
go.
So what is this graph? Is it like some kind of?
Long run average total cost. So look, it's gonna look like this when you're graphing it. I make it bigger because it's hard to see the constant part there. Okay?
What is it in context? Is it like some kind of cycle or is it just?
No, it's like when you go to the long run, when your fixed resources are done, this is the long run average total cost. Okay? And we'll kind of see it. No shift, not yet. Not yet. Alright, so again, the law of diminishing marginal returns doesn't apply in the long run because the law of diminishing marginal returns is all about fixed resources. This is no fixed resources. Okay, now, the next thing you could do is put it under this or on the back of your paper, whichever one you see fit. Now, if you,
Go back to. I just wanted to look at that.
okay. Now, the next thing is if you double all your inputs, three things can happen. The first thing is I double my workers and my production more than doubles. That's increasing return to scale. So if I double my inputs and I get more than I expect, that's increasing return to scale. So I double my pizza makers and I can make twice as many. Notice we're talking about output here. We're not talking about cost. So returns to scale is about output.
It's on here.
No, I said you could put it below
Oh, okay.
or on the back, whichever one. Okay. The second thing is, if I double my inputs and get double output, that's constant, right? I went from 2 to 4 workers, I double my workers and I got double the output. That's what I should get. And the third one is I double my output and I get less than double. I mean, I double my input and I get less than double my output. And that's decreasing. Yes.
How could you be more than double
What do you mean?
on the output? How could you?
So say like there's 2 of us and we can make 20 pizzas and then I hire 2 more people in total, we make 50. Because maybe specialization, maybe like just work synergy.
But even with resources, because it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, because maybe like we're not maxing out our resources us 2. Okay. And the third one is easy. Like, I mean, it's, yeah, go.
So it'd be like 1 and 2 are efficient.
I mean, yeah, 3 is God awful.
So 3 is like if you hire
two more workers, but then they all become friends and both do work.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Is
I
that
mean,
common?
I like. Yes, because like sometimes we throw money at problems. Here's the biggest, to me, fallacy in education, smaller class size. So you hire, you guys had four, it was 4 here when you were in ninth grade?
Yeah.
I'd rather have 4 teach 50 kids than 2 bozos teach 15. Right? Because he's a great teacher. So a lot of times in education, they small in class sizes, they bring in bad teachers and they don't get good results.
So, like, it might have been said, but like, what do you mean by output? Because an input is a resource. Isn't
So,
it? Like what you get.
Right, I have 2 workers, we can make 20 pizzas, I hire 2 more, I double, we should, if we make 40, we're constant, if we make 50, we're here, if we make 25, we're here. Okay? And adding people doesn't always help.
It's like a flooded.
Just tell me when you're ready, Mr. Nagy.
For the increasing returns to scale, it would be like 2 workers making like
40,
of 20,
yeah, going from 20 to 40,
4 to like 50, is more than double.
that's 1, yeah.
That's one, okay.
Are you good now?
One more second.
Okay, that was the second. Go.
So at the bottom it says, when you look at production, not cost, it could you like actually like lose money if you're increasing returns?
Yeah, like if you pay, yeah, if your costs are too high, yes. Not usually though, Nick. Do you know what I mean? But you can.
So for decreasing, like if you hire, if you had 2 workers, you're making 20, but then you throw like 2 more, then 30.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Nagy?
Yeah.
All right, these are all written for you, right? In your notes?
Yeah.
All right, great. All right,
What, I don't care.
characteristics, no?
First page.
No, it's first page on the bottom.
So it is, right? Okay. Well, it's a blunder because I did it right. All right. Why are they price takers? Because in perfect competition, and you don't gotta write all of this out, there's thousands and thousands of firms. So if Cameron raises his price for milk, just regular milk, no one's gonna buy it from him because they could buy it from someone else at a cheaper price. Okay, so it's impossible to raise your price. The second thing is, if the industry has a price, why don't you lower it? The reason you don't lower it is the profit margin is so tight that you won't make money. So whatever the industry's price is, that is the price the firm is gonna pay.
And like for all units and this one included, it's a like ideal market, like.
Perfect competition. All right, so let me get to you side by side. Here is the graph for perfect competition. And you have a space, right? All right, industry or market, that's all the firms. Just the supply, demand, 10, and I just made up a number. Wait, if the industry is charging $10, what's the firm gonna charge?
Would it be 10 still?
10, because the firm is a price taker, it's taking the industry's price. So to show that, I put a dotted line over and then a straight demand curve. Of course, it's showing Cameron that the industry's price, the firm has to take. Okay? Ethan, you go with numbers, right? All right, Ethan, if the price of 1 is $10, what's the total revenue for the first product? What's the marginal revenue? 10 minus 0. All right, now for the second, what's the total revenue? What's the marginal revenue? 10. For the third one, what's the total revenue? 30. What's the marginal revenue? All right. So marginal revenue equals price, right? Ethan, what's the average revenue for the first one? For the second one? 20 divided by 2 is 30 divided by. Okay, so this demand curve, I'm going to call Mr. Dark. And the reason I say that is marginal revenue, demand, average revenue, and price all equal 10. So when you're graphing, you're not going to call this a demand curve, you're going to call it Mr. Dark. And the reason is they're going to ask you on a test, they're going to give you this graph and say, what's marginal revenue? And someone, Emmanuel's going to raise his hand and go, Mr. Breslin, they don't give you total revenue, they don't give you quantity. How am I going to figure it out? Because price and marginal revenue equal. So you got to know Mr. Dark, because they're going to do that. Because they expect you to know that everything equals. Okay? All right. Is that the end of the period?
Yes.
All right, we'll leave on that good note. Have a great weekend. Good luck to football. Emmanuel.